Yep, that was the first raindrop right there. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Made it just in time. Well, it's August 20th, 2022, and welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. I'm Cole.
I'm Linda.
Linda's having her, I guess, late lunch, and we're off for an adventure for August 20th, or August 20. Well, good thing I brought my umbrella today. Do a little talk about the rain. Well, sorry I haven't been talking so much in a lot of my vlogs. I've talked a little bit, but rain is coming up. It's August 20th, 2022. It's supposed to rain each day, I think. Let's see, we're dealing with Saturday, I think, today. So I don't know for sure if it's going to rain tomorrow, which is Sunday. But I think it did say it was going to rain Monday and like Tuesday and Wednesday. But you never really know for sure. I'm looking at WeatherBug. That's what I usually look at. I was going to talk about a few other things, but I was kind of also coming to conclusions that there's certain things that you can talk about on YouTube. And then, I mean, I guess there's probably some YouTubers that like reveal every little detail about their life and everything. But I don't know. I feel funny because sometimes I have done that in the past, starting off, and I felt like it's not always a good idea. But I just wanted to make that comment about YouTube. It's like, you know, usually you should probably just talk about the things that you feel are necessary. You don't want to get too private. Now, of course, things would probably change when, you know, if your funding was larger, because you could risk more in what you're going to say, because usually if you're not going to talk about something, then there's usually a reason behind it or whatever. But it could be different. You know, it could be that if you got more funding, then you're more quiet and more general about things. But anyway, I was going to talk about the rain, so I can at least talk about that. And it's currently raining right now. Oh, and I was watching a lot of old Jordan the Lion vlogs from like 5-6 years ago. It was funny, like 6 years ago, his camera was like really shaky. So hang on, so if he had the camera on him, and I don't know what he was using, but the camera was like really shaking about. But this was back like 6 years ago, you know, when people like normal vloggers weren't that common. And anyway, I was watching a lot of his older vlogs, and I watched the one recently where he got to meet Willie Nelson, which is interesting because I got to meet Willie Nelson, but at the time I didn't have a camera. I don't even think I got his autograph. I just shook his hand. But a friend of mine had an album and got it autographed by Willie Nelson. We were right behind Billy Bob's, and it was pretty cool. And Jordan's he goes to meet him the first part of the vlog, or well, it's kind of the end part of the vlog, but the first part of the end part of the vlog when he finally meets him. He doesn't get a photo of him though. So I don't know if he really met him or not. He probably did. I think he shows up, and there was like a lot of people outside waiting to meet Willie Nelson, and somewhere in Los Angeles. And he parked the camper van or whatever he travels in, his tour bus. Parked it kind of like in the corner where no one could like really get at him, and then he just kind of walked by. I guess there was too many people. And then I don't know if Jordan had tickets to the Willie Nelson show. This was like 6 years ago. And then what happened was Willie Nelson finally came out and signed a record, I think, that he had. But you didn't see him, though. He didn't vlog it, which I thought was interesting because he was a vlogger at the time. Maybe they asked him not to or something. I don't know. And when I met him, there was a Star Telegram that was there. There was a photographer that was there. And a friend of mine has a photo of him, like, shaking his hand. But he was leaning forward, and it cut me out of the shot. But I was mentioned in the newspaper article. So it was a newspaper article, and Willie Nelson's, like, gives a little speech. And his name goes in the Fort Worth Star Telegram. And then my name's in there talking about, we were doing a play about farmers. And it was pretty cool. The friend that I met, his name was Mike. and his mom was a big Willie Nelson fan. So he was kind of, I remember he was holding his chin. He's like, Mr. Nelson, you know, we're so honored to meet you. It sounded weird that he said Mr. Nelson or something like that, but I don't remember if he said Willie Nelson though. But it was Mr. Nelson. We're so honored that we get to meet you. My mom's the biggest fan, and he was kind of a quiet guy. You know, there's a lot of. I told that story quite a bit of times, but this was back in the day, like 1992 or 93. And even back then he was older. But he's still traveling around, you know, touring even today. His nickname was Old Red. Because when he was a little kid, when he first started touring, which he didn't really tour when he was a little kid, but he kind of did, he was asked to sing for one of his churches. And I guess he got nervous and he got a nosebleed. So he stuck his finger in his nose. That's why they called him Old Red. I didn't even know they really called him Red until I heard that story. It was just interesting because I know that Jordan is a huge Willie Nelson fan. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Willie Nelson fan in the world when I met him. I didn't know a lot about country music. But being a Texan, you're kind of introduced to Willie Nelson, whether you like it or not, especially in the schools. You're just kind of asked to be a fan, you know, whether you know, they don't ask you not to. And so when I went to a school called Florence Elementary, we were all asked to sing On the Road Again, which is interesting because I get on the road quite a bit and I listen to quite a bit of music. Not always country. I might listen to country today. I might even listen to some Willie Nelson today. It would be a change of pace. I'm sure he's got a YouTube page. It's like a mix, you know, like a lot of the musicians now, they have their own mix YouTube page, so you can listen to all their different songs. It's kind of like a channel. Well, it is a channel, but it's usually created by a music company or whatever. But yeah, we were asked to sing a Willie Nelson song. I guess Florence Elementary, I was probably, I guess, kindergarten. I was maybe like 5 or 6 years old, and we were a chorus, you know, of kids. So the principal was a big Willie Nelson fan of that school of the Florence Elementary. So we sang On the Road Again, and I think we had to look at the sheet music and like kind of memorize it and all kinds of stuff. I guess maybe that school Florence Elementary was probably a big influence on me wanting to go in, I guess, maybe into YouTube and theater. I've done like 50 plays. Not a whole lot of live music stuff. I have played. Linda and I, you know, kind of started a band for a while, but you know, it's real. Creating music is a really hard thing to do, especially like pop music or music that's going to get attention, you know, that's done well, because every little note, every little moment in a song is highly criticized by the listener. It doesn't matter how alternative or how commercial, it's all about the same. It's either the song's going to work or the song doesn't work, you know. And I know a lot of our songs when Linda and I started, I don't think they were always working. Now some of them kind of worked. We did one song called Wait. It got a little bit of attention. I remember I got the chords from watching an NPR musician on NPR. By the time we were listening to a lot of different music, a lot of different bands, trying to get a sound, and really to be honest, we didn't have a lot to choose from because all we had was just one guitar and of course a microphone. That's it. Later on, we've got a few other instruments. We got a shaker and we got a harmonica, but it comes and goes. The inspiration does. And I guess when you feel the need to have to play, you just pick it up and start giving it a try. But Willie Nelson's career is actually pretty cool because he actually is one of the self-made musicians. People don't realize he actually worked for a radio station and used the radio station to broadcast his own music. It's just a true story. It's kind of like a DJ, and then he just put his own music out there. Pretty cool. These things are always cool. McDonald's sometimes has a interesting smell. It's almost like if cholesterol could sweat.
Greg, 1003, Greg, 1003.
From 10,000 Lakes, Minnesota. Don't invent, remember. Interesting. Shaggy kitty. So it's Hollywood Beauty Organic Castor Oil. Oh, right, okay. Okay. So these are the people that want some castor oil. Here you go, Joey. Michael. Guy was coming out of the apartment, tripped on the pizza. It's like 3 stacks, 4 stacks high. Luckily, he was able to kind of hop over it, like Jack be nimble kind of thing.
NMLS ID 1967.
I know school started, but this is kind of strange. This is on UTA campus. It's just like nothing but furniture all stacked up right here. Chairs, desk, tables. I have no idea. I don't know if they're just gonna throw all this away. There's a couch. Could be like stuff that's already furnitured some of the places or something. It goes on and on and on. finished up night of slinging fast food door to door, and I went by Jack in the Box, and I asked for a water, a little courtesy water. They gave me a free Coke. It tastes like it's a pretty good Coke. And got one of these. They're $1.69 now for two. And they did Taco Bell sauce, so I'm not Jack in the Box sauce. Sorry, it's Jack in the Box Taco Bell. Got it mixed up. Jack in the Box sauce. Try a bite. It's a little crunchy, so cover your ears. As I always rate, pretty good. $1.49 is not too bad. I think it comes to $1.60 something, but it's not as cheap as it used to be, like $1 for two.
Just sleepy. Hello, Riches.